to the representative of Pakistan.
President, I thank Assistant Secretary General Martha Poby for her briefing on behalf of the Secretariat. Let me also note the importance of objectivity and competence as regards the briefings by a civil society for an informed discussion. And needless to re-emphasize here the respect for decorum of this Council. President, we have been carefully observing developments in Iran and the region in recent days. New threats to regional peace and stability are emerging at a time of heightened tensions and thus remain a serious cause of concern. Iran is an immediate neighbor of Pakistan and a brotherly country. The people of our two nations share deep-rooted historical, friendly, cultural, and religious bonds. We hope for an early normalization of the situation in Iran and express support for all diplomatic efforts aimed at regional peace and stability. A stable and peaceful Iran is in the interests of Pakistan, the region, and beyond. We have full confidence in the wisdom of the Iranian people and leadership rooted in their rich culture, ancient civilization, history, and resilience to address all challenges. President, the fundamental principles and objectives of the United Nations Charter are inviolable and sacrosanct. The UN Charter prohibits threat or use of force against other states' territorial integrity or independence, or to interfere in matters essentially within the domestic jurisdiction of states. Any external interference in the domestic affairs of states is inconsistent with international law and principles of the UN Charter. We strongly believe that all disputes must be resolved through peaceful means and in accordance with international law. Continued hostilities, use of force, and unilateral actions will only take us further away from the resolution of core issues and cause unnecessary humanitarian suffering. The threat or use of force would only aggravate the situation and undermine regional and international peace and stability. All parties must exercise restraint, act responsibly, strictly stay within the bounds of international law, and eschew any action that will be detrimental to regional and international peace and security. Diplomacy and dialogue should be the guiding principles for achieving negotiated settlement of all contentious issues in accordance with the rights, obligations, and responsibilities of the parties concerned. Pakistan has consistently advocated the primacy of diplomatic engagement and the imperative of avoiding confrontation and conflict in a region already beset by tensions and volatility. We sincerely hope that the situation in Iran will soon return to calm and normalcy, free from any internal turmoil or external pressure, and all relevant parties will return to the negotiating table to find a lasting solution to their differences based on mutual respect and understanding. I thank you.
I thank the representative of Pakistan for the statement. I give the floor to the representative of China.
President, I thank ASG Poby for her briefing and welcome the participation of the representative of Iran at today's meeting. China and Russia have made their position clear to all Council members regarding the United States invitation of the relevant briefers. Recent developments in Iran have drawn widespread attention. China has taken note of the description thereof provided by the Iranian Foreign Minister in his letter to the UN Secretary General. For some time now, the United States has continued to make statements on the situation in Iran and has openly issued threats of the use of force against Iran. As a result, clouds of war are gathering over the Middle East and the tensions in the region continue to escalate. China has always advocated adherence to the purposes and principles of the UN Charter and international law. We oppose the use or threat of force in international relations, oppose imposing one's will upon other countries, and oppose any regression of the world to the law of the jungle. Sovereign equality and non-interference in internal affairs are basic principles of international law and the most fundamental norms governing modern international relations. Iran is an independent sovereign state. Iran's affairs should be decided independently by the Iranian people. China supports safeguarding Iran's sovereignty, security, and territorial integrity, and calls on the international community to support the Iranian government and people in overcoming current difficulties and in maintaining national security and social stability. The use of force can never solve problems. It will only make them more complex and intractable. Any military adventurism would only push the region toward an unpredictable abyss. We urge the United States to abide by the purposes and principles of the UN Charter, abandon its fixation on the use of force, and call on all parties to exercise restraint and work together to play their due role in maintaining international peace and security. At present, the Middle East remains the most fragile region in the global security landscape, with the risks of turmoil and conflict persistently high. The people of the region have a strong desire for peace and development. China has noted the grave concerns expressed by the vast majority of regional countries regarding military confrontation, as well as their sincere expectation for resolving disputes peacefully through dialogue. China hopes that the United States and other relevant parties will take seriously the voices of the international community and regional countries and do more for peace and stability in the Middle East, rather than the opposite. All countries should play a constructive role in promoting peace and ending conflicts, avoid exacerbating tensions, and refrain from adding fuel to the fire. President, peace and development are the shared aspirations of all peoples. History has repeatedly proven that an obsession with force, relentless pressure, and wanton interference only generate more conflict and hatred. No country has the power to dictate the future of another, and no action that defies international law can be tolerated. We call on the international community to stand on the right side of history and on the side of fairness and justice, and work tirelessly for peace and stability in the Middle East and peace and tranquility in the world. Thank you, President.
I thank the representative of China for the statement. I give the floor to the representative of Bahrain.
شكرا.
Thank you, President.